Every apartment has a room you barely use. Mine was the guest room, always shut, always quiet, until I started waking up to the sound of the door creaking open from the inside. And I was alone, or so I thought. I live in a quiet neighborhood just outside Asheville, North Carolina. My apartment sits on the third floor of a modest older building that used to be a hotel in the 1950s. It has creaky floorboards, tall windows, and this odd stillness at night that sometimes feels too quiet. I'm 36, single, and I work as a freelance copy editor. Most days I sit in front of my laptop with headphones on, fixing grammar and chasing invoices. It's not exciting, but it pays the bills and lets me avoid traffic. The apartment has 2 bedrooms. My bedroom, obviously, and the guest room. But I never have guests. Not anymore. The guest room is just there. Empty, clean, unused. I don't even keep the light on in it. Just a closed door and a habit of ignoring it. Until the second week of June. It started with small things. I'd wake up and the door to the guest room would be open just an inch. I'd always kept it shut. At first, I thought maybe I'd left it open without thinking. But then it happened again and again. So I started double-checking, shutting it tight, testing the latch. Still, every few mornings it'd be open, just a crack. One night I heard something, a soft creak, like a step on the wooden floor. I sat up in bed, heart suddenly loud in my ears. The air was completely still. No wind, no movement. I waited, listened. Then a faint click, the sound of a door slowly opening. I froze. The only door that creaks like that is the guest room. I told myself it was nothing. Maybe the wood shifted. Maybe I imagined it. Still, the next day I went out and bought one of those rubber door wedges, jammed it tight under the guest room door that night. It didn't matter. At 2:47 a.m., I woke up to a thud, not loud, but heavy, like something dropped from low height onto the floor. The door wedge was across the hall. The guest room door, wide open. I stood there, staring into the darkness of that room. Nothing moved, no sound, but the air felt colder, heavier, like the humidity had been sucked out of it. I didn't go in. I just shut the door, hard, and this time I locked it from the outside. I didn't sleep well after that. The next day, I called the landlord, asked if the unit had any history, maybe animals, maybe someone else had keys. She said no, swore I was the only tenant with access. I stopped using that part of the hallway entirely. Covered the guest room door with a thick blanket and a few pushpins. Not elegant, but enough to keep it out of sight. Then, last night, I made a mistake. I fell asleep on the couch. Forgot to check the door. I woke up around 3 a.m., freezing. The room was dark. No lights, no TV glow. Power was out. And the blanket, it was on the floor. The door was open. Again. But this time, it wasn't just open. There was light coming from the room. faint, pale, like the soft glow of a cloudy moon. Except my windows were shut and the blinds were drawn. I walked closer, slowly. My breath felt short, like the air in the hallway had grown thinner. I hadn't opened that door since I moved in. I kept boxes in there. Never touched them. But now it was ajar. Just enough to see the edge of something black and folded, like a coat or curtain, peeking out. The room felt occupied. Not physically, not visibly. But something was in there. You know that pressure your ears feel during a storm? That's what I felt. A presence without form, but undeniably there. I backed away, quietly, shut the door. Didn't even lock it this time. Just walked back to my bedroom, slid under the covers, and lay there until morning. Eyes wide open, listening. Today I'm writing this with the door still open. I don't think it matters anymore. It opens when it wants to. The wedge didn't work. The lock didn't matter. The guest room is no longer mine. I still live here, still work, still eat, sleep, breathe. But I don't go near the guest room. Because last night, I heard something whisper my name from inside, and it sounded like me.